Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 4. Today we will present our system, which is pet adoption system. Okay, so animal adoption is a process where a person will bring an animal, mostly cats, dogs or other kind of animal, to their own care. These animals are either lost or abandoned by their owner and they are taken to the animal shelter. To make it easier for animal adoption and also better access to rescue adoption, a web-based application is being made for public use. The website is accessible for users and administrator, where users can access the system to view the list of animals waiting to be adopted, along with their details such as age, gender, breed, and their description. Secondly, users can apply for adoption by submitting a form to the administrator through the system. Next, administrators are the main authority of the system and they are responsible for adding, deleting, editing, reviewing that information if necessary. Administrator can do review on adoption application from users and decide to approve or reject them. The problem that arises regarding pet adoption is that most animal shelters do not have a website that is available for public to view the list of animals waiting to be adopted. The only solution of these animal shelters is that those who want to adopt need to pay a visit to the animal shelters in order to take a look at the animals. We have three objectives regarding this system, which is firstly, it is to provide an online platform between animal shelters and public who wants to adopt. Next, it is to develop a system that provides function to support users to view the animal's detail conveniently. And lastly, it is to develop a system for administrator of animal shelters to be able to review the user's application for adoption.
I will discuss with you about the scope. This system have two scopes. First is user and the second is system. For the user, the target use of this system is for pet lover who want to have a pet and they prefer adopting from animal shelter over buying from the pet store. And the second for the system is the target of the system is only for domestic use, therefore only available in Malaysia. Scope for the project is the user, administration, information and adoption application. For the user, this function allows the user view list of animal available for adoption and allow the user to send application from the admin through the system. For the administration, all the animals record are inserted, updated or removed by the administrator. Information. The user can view the detail of animal in the shelter by going through the list of the system. And the last one is adoption application. The user can select the animal they want to adopt and make an application through the system. Administrator will have to review this application to see whether they are qualified to adopt animal or not. There are 5 persons who involved to manage this system. First is the project manager, this is Yong Jing Xian, and the system analyst 2, developer 1 and developer 2. The project manager is responsible for the overall management and coordination of activity or tasks. Ensure the planning of the project is appropriately detailed, ensure the delivery of the project and timely throughout the development life cycle, and provide the feedback for team member. System analyst analyze how well software, hardware and the wider IT system fit the business need of the employer or a client. They write requirements for new system and may also help implement them and monitor their effectiveness. Typical responsibilities of the job include examining current system. The developer need to build and test future design to meet with the system requirement. They execute the detailed design, construction and testing of the software product. They also participate in the specification and design. Next, I will tell you about our project Gantt chart. We have passed 2 phases and first is initiation and second is planning analysis. For the initiation phase, we decide the project topic on 24 October, feasibility study on 26 October, develop project management plan on 27 October, develop project scope document 28 October, obtain project signs off on 29 October. For planning and analysis, we requirement gathering on 30 October, requirement analysis also on 30 October, system architecture analysis 1st November, and system architecture design 2nd November, and finalize system architecture and on 5th November. The next phase we will going through is development. The expected is the front end of the system. It may be take for 30 days since 5 November.
There are three functional requirements for pet adoption system. First of all, members. The system must allow members to retrieve data about animals available for adoption from the database. The system also must allow the members to send application for adoption to the system. Secondly, administrator. The system must allow administrator to log in itself to the system with administrator privilege. The system must allow the administrator to create, retrieve, update, and delete the animal's data in the system. The system must also allow the administrator to retrieve adopt application and update the status for adoption application sent from the members. The system must also allow the administrator to retrieve past adoption history from the database. And thirdly, system. The system must be able to verify and validate the login details against existing data in the database. The system must be able to insert data into the database according to the operation performed by the members or the administrator to the system. The system must be able to update, retrieve, and delete the data from the database according to the operators performed by the members or the administrator to the system.
Next, non-functional requirements. First, security. The system must be able to hash the password of every administrator using SHA-256 and store it safely in the database. Second, reliability. The system shall have availability of 99%. The data sent from users and administrators must be handled, processed, and corrected correctly. Third, availability. The system should be available for users and administrators anytime when they want to use it. Level of availability is 24 hours and 7 days. Fourth, portability. The system should be able to be accessed with any browser correctly with an internet connection.
What we are looking here now is the context diagram of our system. Right at the center of the diagram is the core element of our application, the animal adoption system. There are two entities involved in this system, which is the users, or we can call it as adopt P, and admin, the administrator of the system. The users interact with the animal adoption system by sending a request to adopt, by filling up a form and submit it to our system, and then our system will react to user, giving response by telling user whether their submission is a success or is a failure. Then, admin also interact with the animal adoption system. First, admin log in to the system using username and password. Then, admin can view the list of animals inside the system, and admin also can add, update, or delete the information of animals inside the system. Then admin can approve the request coming from users by setting up a date and time for the appointment to do the review process with the adopt P. Then admin can give approval to adopt P to do adoption after the reviewing process, and the user is then approved to adopt the animal he requested. Now let's take a look at the data flow diagram of our system. We have two entities here as we mentioned before, which are the users and admin. There are 9 processes involved in the system, which is the first one, display list of animals that are available for adoption. Adopt P can view the list of animals that are available for adoption in the system through our website. Second, submit requests for adoption. Adopt P submit their form filled with their personal information to the system to apply for adoption. Third, show requests. Admin view the request sent from Adopt P through the admin panel. Fourth, approve request for adoption and arrange for appointment. Admin decide whether to approve Adopt P for appointment based on the form he or she submitted through the system and update the time and date for appointment. Then fifth, show request on review. Admin view the requests that are approved for appointment and able to update the status whether the Adopt P has passed the reviewing process or rejected for the adoption. 6. Update adoption status. Admin update the status of the animal after it is adopted by Adopt P. 7. View adoption history. Admin view the history of adoption performed through the system. 8. Add, update or delete information on animals. Admin add, update and delete information on animals in the system. 9th, admin view the records of animals. Lastly, let's take a look at the entity relationship diagram of our system. It consists of Adopt P list, request list, animal list, adoption history, reviewing list, and admin list. Adopt P list store the ID and name which after users submit their form through the system. And then we have request list. It stores all the personal information submitted by Adopt P through the form. And then we have animal list. The list stores all the information about the animals like ID, name, age, gender, breed, adoption status, weight, description, and image. Then we have adoption history. It stores the past data that adoption performed through the system. Then we have reviewing list. It temporarily stores the records from the request list with new attributes like reviewing status, appointment date, and appointment time. Then we have admin list, which the system uses the username and password to validate a login operation performed by admin.